Hey guys, hope you are doing good today. We're going to cover another trailer repair video. In this video, we're going to talk about trailer brakes, specifically manual electric trailer brakes. The question I get asked almost every day is how do I adjust my electric trailer brakes? The question I have for you, when is the last time that you've adjusted your trailer brakes? I find that many people have no idea that you have to do a manual adjustment on manual trailer brakes. So today we're going to cover the process of that, explain the importance of it for safety reasons and to save you some money down the road. So we'll get started here shortly. We'll go over a few tools and we'll get to it. So what we have here, we have a 12x2 7K electric brake setup. I've made a cutaway here of the drum so you can see the inner workings of the brake assembly, so to maybe better understand when we're making the adjustment what we're doing. You have the electric brake magnet here. This is what actuates and pushes the brake shoes out when you hit your brake pedal. This is the adjuster, which is what we'll be making the adjustment on to have proper adjustment in our brake shoe and drums. This is the adjuster spring. We're going to move around to the back here shortly and I will go over the tools that we use and how we do it, but first we're going to back the camera out. I'm going to show you on the drum kind of what to listen for. So on this drum, these brakes have been seated in. So again, this is just a preventative maintenance adjustment, but as I spin the drum, you can hear very little contact. You hear a little, but not enough. So we're going to cover how much drag or friction that you should have, because too much is bad, but too little is just as bad. So let's move the camera around to the back. We'll go over the tools and let's make this adjustment. So here we have two different brake adjusting spoons. This one looks really cheap. It's very thin. Obviously this is thicker, but I will tell you, this one is a good tool and we use this just as much as this one. It's made for two different setups. You know, if you have multiple trailers, it'd be good to pick up both of these. Even though this one does look kind of cheap, this is actually what we're going to use on this setup here because it works better than this. So if you'll look on the back side of the brake assembly, this is the backing plate, which is the whole brake assembly. You'll have two holes. These holes sometimes have a rubber plug in them. These plugs are missing, like we see many times. If it has a rubber plug, you'll just pop the plugs out and you'll take the tool and you'll put the tool in and you're going to feel, and what you're feeling for is a little star wheel. So here, can't feel nothing. Here I can feel the little teeth on the star wheel, and we're going to make the brake adjustment and then we'll move the camera around to show you what we're doing. So to adjust the brakes, we're going to feel a tooth and grab it and we're going to pull up on it. And it's going to sound like you're tearing stuff up and breaking stuff, but that's just part of it. And every time we click it up, it's making a little tighter. So now we're going to move the camera around to the front. As I'm adjusting it, you can see the actual star wheel moving. Then I'm going to spin the drum so that you can see the brakes are getting tighter, and then we'll show you the final adjustment on that. So as you're adjusting, you're going to want to spin your drum some to feel contact. And this one is way out of adjustment, as many that we see. So it's going to take us a little bit to get there. So now we have some contact. We have drag. That's a little bit too much drag. So depending on which axle manufacturer you have, some manufacturers will say adjust it out until you can't move the drum, then back it off 10 times. From my experience, we adjust it till we get pretty good friction we back it off until there's just a slight drag on it. And what is very important, if you're doing, whether you're doing 2 brakes or if you're doing a tandem axle, you want all of them to be the same. You want to make the same adjustment so they're grabbing equally. So to back this off, we're going to stick the spoon back in, but instead of going up, we'll actually pull the spoon down and reverse the wheel down, which is the hardest part to do. Sometimes it's very difficult to get to go down. It will make some loud noises, like it feels like you're braking it. You're not. So we'll go down a couple times. Now let's feel the drag on that. See how loose that is now? So that's too little drag. So it's a fine adjustment. So we're going to go back up just a little more. We'll check it again. And sometimes 1 or 2 clicks is all you're going to need. So let's do 1 more maybe. See, that's got pretty good drag on it right there. I would say that's a good adjustment. Again, if you get it too tight, all you got to do is back it off. And again, make sure you get them all adjusted properly. So now that we got our brakes adjusted, and really it's not that big of a deal to adjust it. Many people can do it yourself. It's something, you know, if you don't want to tackle it yourself, it's something you do need to take it to a qualified shop to do, but it's something that needs to be done. 2 things that's going to happen. It's going to save you money. If your brakes are not properly adjusted, you're going to overuse the magnet. You're going to crank up your brake controller because you feel like your brakes are not stopping good enough, and you're going to ruin the drum and the magnet surface, and it could cause a hub loss, which would be an axle failure at that time. You need to adjust these every 3,000 miles once they're seated in. Again, this was a preventative maintenance adjustment on this axle. This is not a new axle, not a new install. Every 3,000 miles. That might seem like a lot, but it's not. Just get them adjusted properly. Here we have a couple of good examples of improper brake adjustment. On this drum, on the face where the magnet rides, you can see some very heavy grooving here due to the fact that the shoes were not adjusted out properly, brake controller being turned up to compensate for that, and the magnet doing all the work. This actually caused overheating, small fire, and caused an outer bearing loss and a failure. As we move over to the brake assembly, you can see how bad a shape that the magnet is in, very loose on the arm, and it's very thin, trying to do all the work. So again, this shows the importance of just doing your brake adjustment every 3,000 miles. I hope this video was helpful. If you have any comments, please share those below. If you have any ideas for videos that you'd like to see concerning trailer repair, please let us know that. Please click to subscribe, give us a thumbs up. We appreciate it. See you soon.